In the year 2020, the human species have all but been annihilated. A small group of mercenaries operate underground, undermining the evil alien invaders. Their goal is simple.
Hang on. Cut. It's not working, mate. Please, I think we're just going to have to move on. I'm not feeling it.
Alright, let me try something else. She was an upper-class New York socialite with nothing to lose and everything to gain. He was your average game designer with everything to lose and nothing to gain. And when their paths cross, everything goes...
That's it. Stop. I'm still not there, mate. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to do this to you, mate.
No, it's alright. 16 years ago, his family was brutally murdered. He swore revenge on the killer. While searching for clues, he came across many unique individuals, each revealing more to the mystery, until the shocking discovery that he was...
Cut. Yeah, you're really not informed tonight, mate. I'm sorry.
Fine. Fuck it. Thumbpad, Episode 4. Cue intro music.
Here we are with another episode of Thumbpad Radio, Episode 4, and probably an unfamiliar voice to a lot of people out there. My name is Jason, I'm from Level 3, Channel 31's Venerable Gaming Show. I'm here on the behest of my good friend Mick. Mick, how are you?
Mate, very good. Glad to have you back on the show, co-hosting with me,
more than
Episode 4.
That's well, you get a name for yourselves. I've heard a few references to you out there in the world of the gaming media. So
yeah, especially, we've tried to get, look, I tried to get another host, I'll be honest with you. I tried to get John Burjo, but he was not available.
So good.
He's actually working on his...
They could have made like gaming catchphrase. That would have kicked ass.
That would have kicked ass. I know, that's what we sort of need.
Segment for Level 3 confirmed. You need to come and do gaming catchphrase.
I'm done.
I'll get your mustache and stuff.
Done. And look, Gretel Colleen as well. We tried to get her, but she was busy with the Logies, but she made a bit of a deal.
We asked her once, but we couldn't get her manager to get her out of the stable. We had to brush her, provide her with sugar cubes. It was horrible. Anyway, we've got a big episode coming up.
Huge, jam-packed episode. Probably one of the biggest group discussions I can think of in my mind, is especially about R rating classification in Australia. And
which is a very touchy subject amongst the fraternity. So
yeah, very, and we it had to be done. So, and this was the episode to do it, Episode 4. We've got a review of Wolverine coming up with Mr. Wangers and a new guy called BJ.
Very, very fun little game, that one. I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, a lot of limbs flying around, which is, back when we did Ninja Gaiden 2 review.
Yes, that was, yes.
Very similar, but very brutal. But we also got Alex, our good friend, Surblander, which we call him number 1. He's doing a review of Mad Bodies on the Jaguar.
On the Jaguar.
And this is not a classic review, it's a review.
Yes.
It's current game.
I couldn't believe it. Yeah, I'm without speech. I am quite simply without speech, and I got nothing. I really do. And also, I believe Surblander and Fluke are here for Leisure Suit Larry.
That's right. A bit of a rundown of that classic game.
Yes.
A bit of
from its meteoric heights to its very, very deep lows. Yeah.
and look, that's pretty much it. And obviously the latest news as well that's happening in Australia on all the consoles, all the platforms out there.
Kano and Craig, I believe.
Kano and Craig are doing that, and you're alongside them.
I guess if I must. So.
Yeah, and you will be. So.
Yeah. There's no if and no maybe about that one. Yes.
Yeah, look, I definitely got to make a couple of shout-outs, so there's no show without a shout-out, and we are a show about shout-outs, and that's enough of that. Oxygen, boys, they're good mates of ours, they're affiliates, and they've got a Street Fighter 4 competition coming up on the 22nd of May, starting at 8 PM sharp on the Xbox 360.
And 22nd of May is a
Friday night, which is the community play date, as it's well known now, on your events guide on your Xbox dashboard. So get on there, add the gamer tags that are on there, and one of them would be the Karate Kid 4, which is
yourself. I'm surprised you must have like a massive list. I'm up to 97.
I'm up to 99, 98. I'm not even sure. I've got to delete a few guys from this show.
Too many.
But look, we're having a good time with that. They've done wonderful things for us. So we've got a massive shout out to Oxygen, oxcgn.com. Fantastic website, my favourite. Alongside Level 3s and a few others. No, but
our website's pretty rubbish at the moment. But anyway, long story.
And the next guys, they just joined us. Rated G for Gamer. Peter, I've spoken to throughout the week, and he is an absolute legend of a bloke. And he put us on his website, so you'll see related sites Thumbpad there. And look, he's running a prototype, that new game that's coming out, a competition to win 1 in 3 copies So if you head to his website, ratedg4gamer.com, and check it out. It's a beautiful website too, full of good news.
And that game looks absolutely like rock awesome sock sauce. It looks absolutely really. I can't wait for it. Can't wait.
Absolutely. So if, like you've said, it looks that good. So why don't you get on his website and check it out? Try to win yourself a copy.
Why not? You can either win or not, and do or do not. There is no try.
That's it.
In the wise words of Yoda.
So that's it. Look, that's the show. So keep listening and enjoy the segments.
Yeah, let's get cracking.
Let's get cracking.
Licorice whip. Yeah.
We are back for another review, another episode of Thumbpad, episode 4, a review. And I mentioned earlier in my intro, I've got a new guy called BJ. How you going, BJ? So introduce you first.
Hey, how are you guys?
Very good, thank you. Wangers, how you going there, Sunshine?
I'm great, I'm beautiful.
Good sunny Jim boy, Bob. We're doing a review of Wolverine.
Can I just pipe in and say, it's good to have BJ here,
Yes.
and I'm glad that if anyone can break his Thumbpad virginity, it's me.
Oh, yes.
Because I've always thought of myself as a firm but gentle reviewer.
That is absolutely
So-
graphic.
It is, I'm going to
is,
pop
it's
this man's
graphic.
cherry.
Yes. I'm a bit scared, but at the same time as I'm kind of relaxed because
I'll
these
put
guys
my
are very
pants
nice.
back on.
All right, you guys have said enough. All right, we're doing Wolverine. And
Yes.
you cut me off before, but it was
Sorry, sir.
it's on all the platforms. It's PS3, Xbox. Is there any other ones?
Wii.
And the Wii. Thank you.
And
DS as well?
no DS.
Sorry,
Okay.
DS.
I was thinking,
Sorry, no go.
PC, but I'm not 100% sure that.
So what's the story about Wolverine? What do people need to know about this game?
Wingers?
All right, well, I'll go first, yeah. I guess, first of all, I should probably say I'm a bit of an X-Men fan, a bit of a Wolverine geek, if you will.
Well, you're wearing a Marvel top as
I
we
am,
sit in
as
this
we
little
speak.
room.
Yes.
I love my X-Men and I love my Wolverine. And I have seen the movie. And I guess, first of all, I should probably mention that, yeah, it follows the movie loosely.
Right.
But nothing, it sort of deviates from the story a little bit like that, and we'll be sure to steer clear of spoilers. But in terms of people who've seen the movie and are a bit of a geeky, fanboy like me, the game absolutely punishes the movie. It holds the movie down and slaps the movie in its face with its gigantic balls. It's so much hardcorer than the movie. So
That's exactly word for word what you told me the other day, right?
yeah, put that on the poster.
It should
for
be
the
on the
game.
poster.
Yeah,
Slaps it in the face with
forget
balls.
about the movie. This thing
Yeah.
ball slaps it.
Well, big adamantium nuts anyway. Come on, seriously.
That's right, adamantium nuts.
Right.
No, it's a third-person beat 'em up.
Yep.
And it's very graphic. It's very cool. Very, very good looking as well. Like, the story just follows Wolverine and his origin story, obviously, and how he gets his adamantium claws, and it jumps back and forward in flashbacks and things like that. So when you have the bone claws and when you've got the adamantium claws.
Yeah.
Pretty straightforward for a beat 'em up, though. Nothing.
Oh, yeah,
really-
yeah.
There is one feature which I'll let you talk about, the regenerative.
Oh, yes. Every time you get shot, take damage, anything like that, you got massive fast regeneration. The really cool part with obviously how that fits in to when you're playing is you can take severe damage while fighting bosses and still come out smiling, everything else. Keep kicking. The excellent part, and I've got to tie into graphics on this bit, is the actual motion or minute by minute regeneration, or as they call static regen for the gameplay design, which is you can see a hole in your stomach slowly regenerating in front of you. You can actually see stuff through
that's
that
unique,
hole.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I've
fantastic.
not experienced another game that does it. And it's brilliant. At one point, I took like 8 rockets to the chest, and my torso was just a skeleton with some flesh hanging off it, and you could stand there and literally watch my whole upper body reform itself, my face.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, I did the Terminator arm look. That was fantastic as well.
Yeah, he does remind me a bit of Arnie.
With the claws out, so when you got the skin regenerator.
Yeah, nice. Nice. Well, you were saying about the graphics. So
Graphics are awesome. They're Unreal. It's Unreal Engine, isn't it? It's Unreal 3D engine.
Well, no wonder it looks
Based off of
good.
that.
Yeah,
They
well, I
move
showed
well.
you some of the cutscenes.
Yes,
and
and I thought the
cutscenes are
cutscenes,
brilliant.
like you said, it was probably the best cutscenes I've ever seen, and very identical to the movie, especially when he comes out of the water.
Yeah,
I just realised that
yeah.
they're out to get him, and
That's
that
right.
was cool.
Yeah, so the graphics are phenomenal. Like I find the levels really, really detailed, especially the
Yes.
jungle levels.
Yeah,
They're very, very
Yep.
detailed. They're very cool. They're not very interactive. They are very
No.
invisible wally in a lot of parts.
Hence where you needed to use your sensibility and stuff like that to actually find ways around.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
what's that
another
about?
feature of the game.
Tell me about that. What's that
Well,
about?
the senses is like the animal instinct within Wolverine. That's trying to come out of him. I mean, you can see that in his brother Victor, who's obviously aka Sabretooth, just in case people aren't aware of that. Basically, the instincts help you track invisible enemies, locate ways around levels to actually navigate awkward scenes throughout the environment.
Yeah, so basically you push up on the D-pad, everything goes grey, sort of blacky, white, grey.
Yeah.
And then objects that stand out are like green, or things that you can interact, or things that blow up are red, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Very cool feature. Would be awesome in real life.
So what's the sort of gameplay you would say? You're saying it was the third person sort of beat 'em up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
What else sort of makes the gameplay?
It's very repetitive, I guess, if I had to draw a negative from it. It's very much...
Bit of a button masher?
It is a bit, yeah, but you get different combos, and then they give you so many different ways to kill people that it really keeps it fresh. Like,
I mean,
you stick your claws in the guy's guts, rip him in half, pick another dude's head off.
your instant death thing. Say, like, you
Quick kills,
push Y for a quick kill. You push Y, and then you get a sequence where the claws go sing, and you push Y again, and all of a sudden he just like tears their head off or rips them apart, something or other.
It's so much. It's like I said, this is why it's so much better than the movie, and that's why I think if anyone's a bit of a fan and they've seen the movie and thought, because you automatically I think people look at prejudice at games that have been translated from movies to games.
It does have a pretty bad rep.
I think this game is an exception to that rule. I've got a bit of a fetish for a few things, but one of them is superhero games,
and the other one's Dingo.
Exactly.
Don't tell me
about that.
We really shouldn't go into that one.
But this one's a real exception to that rule. It really is. Like, I've played all the Incredible Hulk, Iron Man, Spider-Mans, and they're all pretty mediocre, but this one I really, really enjoyed, and I would highly recommend it, but don't let the movie put you off it if you're a
I'd have to agree with that.
What about the replayability on the game? You said it's it can get sort of tedious, sort of same sort of thing over and over, but can you come back to it and do it again?
You can. Like, the main thing is obviously going through, finding the hidden power-ups and stuff like that throughout it. One thing I have to add, outside of getting into the replayability, is it does have, for those people that are out there after sort of action-adventure with RPG elements, it does have that, because you do level up and you gain experience from kills, also from completing certain strategic points in the game.
Okay.
So
and that's another thing that comes back to my point about separating from the other action hero games. There is the customizability of
what skills you want to learn.
What skills you want to beef up. Okay. What do you want to beef up? What do you want to emphasis on? Your claws or your health? Or
you want to focus on damage, or do you want to focus on being able to take the brute force of an attack?
Right.
That sounds pretty good. I definitely probably not as much with you on the replayability. I think it's a great game.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't replay it personally, wouldn't play it more than 3 or 4 times, and I'd probably trade it in after a month and a half, 2 months.
I'd have to say the challenges get you to go back and replay it.
Yeah, the challenge is cool. You can, speaking of gameplay, you can unlock a lot of the traditional Wolverine costumes.
Exactly.
I saw that. It was actually very blue and yellow.
Exactly.
What about the sort of musical score and sound effects in the game? Do you think
the sound effects were very relative to the game in respects. There was, in certain cases, a lot more of a tinny sort of shing sound.
That's probably the one sound effect that I
do like that. I like your sound effect. Shing.
You didn't really overly need it as much as they put it in there. At one point, they had it when you were ripping out your bone claws, which was a bit weird because he's got bone claws, for crying out loud.
They actually give you the option, strange enough. You push down on the thumbpad, you can put your claws away, you push it again, and he brings them out. There's no functioning for it.
What's that for? What a job.
Other than just so you can watch him go, shing.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all you can do it for. Don't get me wrong, I spent like an hour doing it.
Yeah, the one thing I did like with the sound effects was the guttural roar he does when you berserk out.
Yeah, and when he rips dudes in half.
Oh, yeah.
The blood sprays all over the screen, and you hear the... it's really quite appropriate. But the musical score, I don't think there was... I don't even remember the music.
It's probably more about...
There was music. It was very orchestral, but light in comparison to hearing units, like the enemies turning around going, he's over here and stuff like that.
So not quite a Legend of Zelda orchestra?
No. It doesn't stand out like Legend of Zelda or Final Fantasy or anything like that.
A lot of people don't look at that, I guess, when you're playing an X-Men game or running around ripping people's heads off and getting a gun and forcing it down their bloody throat and getting blow their heads off.
That is exactly it. It's a brutal game, and it should be, and that's what sells it for me.
Yeah. I mean, I'd have to say, and also the fact that you can pounce like 3 guys in a row just for fun.
That's almost a Dingo comment.
No, that's what Dingo did last Saturday night, I think. He pounced 3 guys in a row.
I'm talking about
Dingo, they made me do it. They're holding a gun to my head.
Any Left 4 Dead players out there that like to do that as a hunter? Just to knock them over so that way you can get to the heavy artillery units. You pounce like the lighter guys and make your way to like a rocket bearing trooper or
and that's the thing. That's where the replayability comes in, that you can approach a group of enemies in many different ways.
Cool. Well,
which allows you to play it out a bit more.
Thanks, Wangers. Hey, let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it. I
want to give you the rating system.
Because we don't have a rating system in place. And I had this debate the other day. What is our rating system?
Okay.
Run it by me, for me, and for the audience.
Exactly.
For the audience, and for BJ, and for me, and for everyone.
Yeah, because I couldn't get it
Okay.
off the website.
Okay,
Even John.
2 thumbs up. 2 big thumbs up is 5 stars.
Yeah.
Right.
1 thumb up is 4 stars.
Right.
1 thumb up, 1 thumb down is 3 stars.
Yep.
1 thumb down is 2 stars. 2 thumbs down is 1 star. The Fist of Glory is a dog or as 0 stars. Shocking game. Do not buy it.
Yeah, I
It
feel
doesn't
the Fist.
matter what you do. Do not buy this game. It's a fist. That's the big fist. You know, we're called Thumbpad, so we're trying to use the thumb
In that
system.
case, I am going 1 thumb up.
Nice.
Oh, that's
That's
it.
4 stars.
4 stars, with the claw retracted.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
Just to
middle
kick it out
claw,
right
Wow.
at the end there.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool.
Don't look at me like, don't judge me.
I'm not judging you. Don't look at me. Can you not look at me? Now, BJ.
What a nice
what-
cushion.
Yeah, I know. It's a lovely cushion.
I'm going to have to side with Wangers. Definitely 1 thumb up.
Nice.
4-star game.
4-star
That's
game.
Consensus.
Yep.
And just because it's a good button mashing game, violent,
It is.
brutal, and it's sort of taken
and
away.
can bring out the geek in the X-Men leather.
Yes, very much so.
Oh, well wrapped up, BJ. Thank you. You're a first-time guy on the Thumbpad.
Thank you for having me.
How do you
Yes.
feel?
It wasn't too rough.
Shane was nice to you. Wangers.
All that lube. Come on.
There's
I didn't
always
give it
one
the
guy in
fist.
the
I
room.
didn't give it the fist. I gave it the thumb up.
Someone always has to take it
Sorry.
too far. That's why he's on the show.
Fantastic.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I hope to be back a few more times. So yeah.
Not sure about that. We'll see.
It was a pleasure to have
negotiate
you.
my
Well, it was a
contract.
pleasure to have you. Wangman,
Always a
Wangers,
pleasure.
always
Yeah.
a pleasure.
Thanks.
Until next time.
Hopefully.
Yep.
BJ, not sure about next time, but keep in touch for the next review.
Will do.
Thank you, guys.
Welcome, guys, to the news section of Thumbpad Radio. Now, this is a voice you probably have only heard once or twice. No, once before? I can't remember. My name is Jason. I'm from Level 3. I'm guest hosting on behalf of the guys. And I'm here today joined by Kane.
Thank you very much, mate. Have you done over 100 episodes? I think they would have heard your voice.
Of
a
Level
few more
3, you'd
times,
hope so. You'd hope so, anyway. And I'm joined by Craig also. Good to see you, mate.
G'day, mate. How you going?
Now, you've got some interesting bits for us.
Yes, I actually done some homework.
Wow, very good.
That's
very
good. One of us did.
Your grade 6 teacher would be very impressed.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
Scratches his head.
Yeah, you'll tell her next week when he goes to class.
Well, I think we'll start with Kane, though.
Why not?
Yes.
Okay, because I think we'll start off with the best-selling games. Of the past few weeks, we've seen. Well, I don't think we need to say it, but We Fit, We Play, and Brain Training.
Australia continues to impress me with its selection of games.
And yeah, they're always up there, but I don't know too many of us who play it, but they're up there. But notable entries for
We
me.
Fit.
I get enough people on the street telling me I'm fat.
Yeah.
I don't need a game to tell me. So
We Fit's cool. I play that. It's okay. Buy my books.
wowzers.
I've got the game, but I think it's still in its box. But for me, the notable entries were Wolverine on the PS3 came in at number 6.
Great game.
Which was it wasn't bad. I had some good fun with that.
Well,
so.
we've got a review, so I'm going to listen to that before I actually.
might be
I've
right.
bought it already, but I'll play it when it comes out. Yeah, because that came in on the PS3 at number 6 and at number 8 on the Xbox 360, and everything else I think none of us really care about.
Yeah, no, it's this is sounding very familiar already.
Well, it's a little bit quiet, but new release games that we saw. Finally, Silent Hill Homecoming came out on the Xbox 360. That's been out
after
on the PS3
its
for a
initial
while.
OFLC, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's me. I'm a bit surprised that it did come out on the PS3 a few months ago, and now it's on the 360. And the other one that I'm interested in is Mushroom Men Spore Wars on the Wii.
I've heard about this, but I've never actually had taken the time to have a good look at it. What's it about? Like, what do you actually do?
You play a mushroom that's like a man, and you must be having a war somewhere.
I knew you were going to do that to me.
No, as I said, I'm buying it on the title alone. I did it for Ninja Bread Man, and this is another one that I'm looking forward to getting.
That's fair enough.
And virtually, not a disc-based product, but we've seen on the PS3, Bejeweled came out, Bejeweled 2.
It's a little bit of a lag on that one.
I think it's been out on the Xbox for a
like
little while.
months.
3 years or something.
And,
Yeah.
the other thing that I thought was a bit of a highlight is Buzz Junior Robo Jam came out. That's a
Okay.
PS2 game.
Which is there was Buzz Junior Jungle Jam and stuff like that.
There's more than there's more than I can count on one hand.
And that's a download.
Yeah,
So aren't they just doing what Xbox has been doing for how many
Xbox
years?
Original, yeah.
Xbox Originals.
But yeah, it looks like everyone's moving. They want these big hard drives and they want you to put stuff on it.
That's yes, no, well, you'd hope so, but no. Look, I mean, if you've got room besides your updates for anything on your
Well,
PS3
that's it.
hard drive,
Yeah. Every time you play a new game, update.
Just in case you weren't sure, it said update.
Yeah, update. Yeah. Oh, there's a security update too now.
Of course, we've forgotten. Yes, how silly.
I just updated my PS3, all of them. So
All of them.
and the other thing that probably was a big thing that came out was Texas Cheatham. So I'm not sure. Do you watch that on television? Or?
I watch Texas Hold'em. I don't know what Texas Cheatham is.
I think that's what most of the big players do. So that also came out on the PS3 and the Xbox 360. So
That's wow. It has been a little bit quiet. And hopefully, coming up, there's going to be some very good stuff. I think the next few weeks have.
well, as I said, E3's the big
E3's coming up, but hold on, there are some other releases. There was Leisure Suit Larry was released, Star Trek DAC, and big one, Mad Bodies on the Jaguar. Now, that is the first full production cartridge game for Jaguar for a long time.
I was going to say, I beg your pardon. Did you say Jaguar?
Yes, Jaguar. The Atari
Let's just
Jaguar.
take a collective sigh in at that point and go, "What the hell, Jaguar?"
Yes, the
Wow,
Atari Jaguar.
I know Dreamcast has a fairly solid
But this is a cartridge full production.
Wow.
So just when Sony's going to full download,
Jaguar
Jaguar comes
they're
back,
always
says-
ahead of the market. Jeepers. Well, anything else you've got for us, gents?
Yes, there's a whole heap of stuff going within E3.
as I said, E3's only a few weeks away.
Just a few weeks. And it's back to the
sorry,
old format too. With,
15 days.
Like a lot more publicity.
I was going to say more boobies.
E3's in 15
Well, a little
days
bit of
from
that
today.
too, let's face it.
Well, as I mean, we've just seen that id Software are coming up, with their new game and engine, Rage. That looks like it could be pretty exciting.
Well, it looks pretty epic. I mean, seeing the early trailers even, looked pretty good. So I'm hoping they have a big showing this year.
No, well, I love everything that Carmack does. I love his Doom RPG and Orcs and Elves. They're all
Orcs and
close to
Elves,
my-
good.
They're
God
close to
bless.
my heart. And the other thing, big game from a year or two ago, Assassin's Creed's getting a sequel, and we're all excited for that. I wasn't a big fan of the first game, but
I'm in the same boat as you. It had such great potential, and then I was running around collecting flags, and I lost all interest.
See,
and it made me cry.
I didn't do any of that. I played the actual game, went through the whole story and loved it and left it at that. I didn't want to spoil the game.
Yeah.
It was as simple as that, because I've spoken to so many people about it, and
Who
they all
said,
said,
"Don't pick up the
don't
flag,"
go
yeah.
for the flags, don't do it, it's not worth it. And it isn't, because it does spoil the game.
Yeah,
no, well, I think it did its job. I'm really excited to play Assassin's Creed 2.
exactly.
It looks awesome.
Yeah, well, that's me. They've kept the same sort of theme. It's in the past, but they come forward a few centuries. And
Yeah, well, it's during the Italian Renaissance, based mainly in Florence.
But it also visits other cities, I believe.
Yes, Rome and Venice as well. So, same bloodline.
Yeah.
So the new guy
It's
is
still if
Desmond.
I say this, it's still Desmond Stratford.
Desmond Indianamus.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I did see a trailer today. It looks like he actually escapes from the laboratory,
Oh, okay.
which is interesting, but he's sort of going in and out of the reality.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it looks kind of a little bit more twisted and warped, which is cool.
Well, as I say, it had such potential, so I'm hoping they've picked up on the criticisms of the past and picked up and ran with this one. So I'd be very interested to hear. I mean, is there anything else that's coming into it that they're bringing in as new? I know that you can hide in haystacks and things now and kill people that way, which is a great addition.
know that,
No, you can apparently you can sit in a hay bale and jump out, stab people, drag them in. So
great.
which is, I mean, it fits with the whole assassin thing and.
let's go for a roll in the hay.
Yeah.
Plus, it's got a notoriety system, like Hitman. I don't know if anyone's played Hitman Blood Money. Notoriety system. If your notoriety's high and you go into a mission, people spot you on the street and they go, "Hey, you," and they chase after you. Whereas you have no notoriety, you can just walk through the crowd without even having to go into assume the press stance. So
All right.
there you go.
I'm getting more excited every
Yeah,
video over here.
So no, it should be good, and I'm really looking forward to it. And yeah, have you got anything else we can entice the nice people out there with?
There was Mag for a PS3 exclusive. I don't know much about it. It's supposed to be Sony
Massive
Entertainment.
action game. I think.
It's their biggest release and that they'll ever have.
256 players. So I'm
256
It
players
should be
online.
epic. Let's hope that it manages to keep that. And anything else?
Halo ODST.
And any news on it or
No news still.
still
It's
waiting?
very,
so.
very hush under wraps. So hopefully E3 they'll sort of release it all.
Here's hoping. Well, thank you very much, gents.
it was a pleasure.
Cool.
And we'll see you guys soon.
I hope so.
Hello there, peeps and gamers out there across the world. I am Mick. I am Life. I'm Darren Hinge. I'm John Burjo. No, we couldn't get him on this one again. Bastard, just get back to my emails. From Thumbpad, we're doing what would you call this one?
This is a bit, yeah.
This is unusual.
Hi, Serblander here.
Number one, as
Number
we
one,
call
thank
you.
you.
Number one, Serblander.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us once again. This is a
My pleasure.
review of from an older console that, if you look back to Thumbpad episode 1, was part of the consoles of the past,
Yeah,
the Atari Jaguar. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, what's the game?
The game is Mad Bodies. Yep,
Wow.
It is a brand new game released for the Jag. It's sort of full cartridge release as opposed to like a lot of the CD ones
CDs,
been
yeah.
coming out. Yeah, so everyone with a Jag can play. You need the CD add-on for this. Developed by Force Design and released by the 3D Studio just a couple of weeks ago.
Wow. How long has it been in development for?
A few years.
Yeah.
I think it's 7 or 8 years.
7 or 8
Throughout
years.
time, like it wasn't like they weren't. I'm guessing they weren't coding day and night, but over the time. So it was a labour of love, and it gave birth to Mad Bodies on the 2nd of May. So congratulations.
Congratulations, there, Atari Jaguar. It's a boy or girl, who knows? So, what sort of how's the gameplay on this? What is the actual?
Okay, well, the game itself, it's similar. It's like a cross between Breakout or Arkanoid and shoot 'em up like Xevious. You control like as in Arkanoid or Breakout, you control the bat at the bottom of the screen, moving left and right, and you got to but keep the balls falling down in place. So stage 1, you'll have 1 ball coming down. Stage 2, you'll have 2 balls coming down. Stage 3, 3 balls. And
It's a lot of balls.
that's a lot of balls. That's a lot of juggling there. But apart from that, you've got enemies coming down the screen.
Right.
You've got a lot of action taking place, and it's in one word I would just say frantic. It's very frantic, but very addictive at the same time. If anyone's played Xevious, they know what I'm talking about, with a little target that goes in front of the ship, and with that, you can also, apart from shooting, you can collect like lost astronauts that are down the screen, and you can put them on spaceships for extra points, and that's where it gets hectic. And you try and get all the points against your better judgment, and you lose, and you skits it, but you just keep on playing, and that's what makes it pretty frantic.
Hence why you were
game.
late to the shopping centre the other night as well.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, we've got to make a public apology about that one. The graphics, please explain, especially in nowadays for an Atari Jaguar console, how does that shape up?
Well, the graphics are very retro-based, sort of the old arcade-style games like Galaxians and Galaga, where everything takes place in space, with the action coming down screen towards your Breakout-style bat at the bottom. You've got a starfield and all the enemies coming down as well. It's minimal, but it's very well done, very well executed. For this type of game, it's all about the action, and I think they've done a pretty decent job with it. It's not like, say, it's no Blue Dragon version for the Jag, but it is like Galaga, for example, or Galaga.
No, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
How about the musical score or sound effects in the game? I'm sure there's going to be a lot of them.
Yeah, well, a bit better than that.
Okay.
There are 3 main music tracks used in the game, at least that I've come across so far, and I've been playing for quite a bit. The main, the intro music, obviously, it's a little bit more upbeat than the other 2. You've got the in-game, which is accompanied obviously by the sound effects as you're playing, so it's interlaced.
Yep.
That's very reminiscent of 80s sort of sci-fi tunes, yeah. So if you're 80s sci-fi movie buff, you love it.
Absolutely.
And my absolute favourite of them all is the end-game music, which you hear after you die and are putting your initials up for the scoreboard, if you're good enough for the scoreboard.
If you're good enough.
If you're good
you
enough,
won't hear it.
Which is also very reminiscent of a John Carpenter soundtrack, any John Carpenter sort of 80s soundtrack.
Reminds me of Escape from New York.
I was just going to say, it's like a cross between Escape from New York and The Thing. It's
Snake Plissken and his best.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
And it really surprised me. This sort of brought back a lot of those memories of watching those John Carpenter classics, just listening to the end game soundtrack. So
nice. Well, always good to have sort of music like that in a game. I mean, that's always going to help.
Well, yeah, and there's also they did a good job with digitised sound clips throughout the game, especially when you a little bit throughout the game. They've also got it when you continue, and it's quite interesting. It's sort of hearing that is like a bit like taking a step back in time, I'd say, to hearing, remember Sylvester Stallone from the 80s.
Mate, please.
Yeah, before his long battle with speech therapy.
Has he ever had speech?
I'm not too sure, but
he did have one word, was Adrian.
Yeah.
He was good at that.
Well, picture that and add a bit of jive to the mix, and you have the digitized sound effects.
Oh mate, I've got to check it out.
Yeah.
Hey, look, what were the controls like? I mean, we've talked about the graphics and sounds and the gameplay of the game and everything. What was the controls like? Were they nice?
The controls it controls very, very well. But when you use it, if you're using an arcade stick, the controls become super awesome.
Yeah.
It's totally different playing experience. I use a mass arcade stick to play this, and I just can't go back to playing with a standard controller. And for those of you out there who haven't had the pleasure of playing the Jag with an arcade stick, the closest possible analogy could be drawn is I'd say between masturbation and sex. So
Holy crap!
Well, you remember when you first started masturbating, Mick? Yeah, you thought he was like
no, never done it.
No,
never,
oh well,
never.
You think, wow, this is the best thing ever. Can't beat it again. But you start having sex, and masturbation is never the same again. So
like how you say masturbation. That's very...
everyone's kind of Well,
see, this is a G-rated segment.
Is it?
Well, I suppose.
You said an R. I thought we were up at the R.
Maybe it's a J-rated segment for the Jaguar. How about that?
Oh, there you go.
That's a bit corny, but I'll take it.
I'm gonna take that.
Any further comments about the game, mate, that you'd like to make about Mad Bodies on the Atari Jaguar? The plug.
Well, only other thing I'd probably say is they've received a lot of media attention. They were on USA Today and Kotaku.com and a lot of websites, and generally very positive. But there's quite a few people out there bitching about the price tag because it's $80 US. Golly, yeah. Well, what people don't realize is it's only been developed by 4 guys over a period over what we got 8 years or so. The parts are very expensive for small production runs and getting everything sorted. So if you actually split, let's say, $80 between 4 people and divide that by 8 years, they're getting 20 cents a month each. So 8-year-old kids in sweatshops earn more than that a month.
Yeah.
So you got to
good point. You got to weigh it up. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
so initial price tag's a bit high.
So just do the math.
Do the math. No.
Did you like that
nice
with the Jacks? Oh,
loved it.
I love it myself. Yeah.
I love the show. Look, what's your rating? Our Thumbpad rating using our massive thumbs.
2 big, bruised, throbbing thumbs up.
Wow.
Because you just keep hacking away at it, mashing the buttons. So once you get into it, it's sort of not full. The basics are explained in the manual, but you get to discover a lot of little secrets and things you can do in it. And once you get into it, I'll give you 5-10 minutes and you're hooked.
Sounds very good. A game 7 years or 8 years in the making.
A long time coming.
On the Atari Jaguar. So if you need to find out more about the Atari Jaguar, please listen. Please.
Oh yeah. Well, you can go to www.madbodies.com or Jaguar Sector 2 to
our good friends. And a nice shout out to you guys.
Big
Thank
shout
you
out
for
to
everything you've done.
And not madbodies.net because you'll see some other Mad Bodies. Yeah, I've probably made that mistake first.
Yeah, probably dingoes on there.
Yeah, madbodies.com or Jazz 2.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for your time.
And they do ship overseas, so they cater for everyone worldwide, all the gamers worldwide.
That's very lovely of them. Thank you very much, number one, Sir Blender, again for joining us. Another episode of Thumbpad.
Pleasure. My pleasure.
You've been the best. You're number one.
Well, what can I say? Thank you. Your love is appreciated.
I know.
Batten down the hatches and prepare for war. Thumb Wars.
1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a thumb war. Bow, kiss.
God, no.
Thumbpad here, and we're talking about probably the biggest discussion I can remember in recent memory. R18 plus classification in Australia.
Dun dun dun.
Big one. I just want to introduce the team. We have Oggy.
How's it going?
Good to have you. Sir Blander, how you going, sir?
Yeah, good to have me. Thanks.
Number one.
Thank you.
Cal,
Hello.
welcome back to Australia, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Good to have you back. Wangers, as per usual. Gorgeous man.
Word to your mother.
Thank you. And my co-host, Jason, from Level 3. Thank you for joining us here, mate.
Why the clap?
Because you're a superstar.
I've nicked your episode.
You have, really. We'll talk about it later. So, how do we kick this off?
Well, we kick it off by explaining the problem, I think is the best way now. Does anyone want to do the honours on this, or do you want to give a quick rundown and you guys can come in when you want?
You're the celebrity, I think.
Yeah. You can carry the cross.
We'll put a picture of
If I'm
Jason
asked, yes,
explaining on the
all right.
website.
Well, okay, how it starts is the Australian Attorney Generals for each state have to get together to add a new classification for R rating. And that's the big issue, because there is one man in particular, a Mr. Michael Atkinson, who does not believe in the R rating for video games. He doesn't believe that we are on the same intellectual or artistic level as movies, and he's just a real douche when it comes down to it as well. And so he's doing every measure he can to block it. Very recently, there was meant to be a discussion paper, and he also put a halt to that, but was overridden by the federal, I believe it was the Attorney General or Minister for the Interior, whatever we call it in this backwards colony we have, that overrode him and said, no, there will be a discussion paper. Too bad, so sad. Suck it up, princess. Now, this is the interesting thing. Has anyone done any extensive research on the man? Why does he have such a big objection to the issues?
I'd say that looking at his background in the political party, he does definitely have an agenda in keeping a certain group of people in the voting. He does have a lot of support in sort of the Christian sector, which I don't mean. Yeah,
He's a Labor member, or is he a Liberal member? No, he'd have to be Labor if he's the Attorney General.
Yeah,
it's a very interesting combination. A religious Labor member doesn't happen. That's state opening a ski lodge right there.
Well, what I understand, he's trying to protect his kids, because I think he's a family man himself, from South Australia, the Attorney General Michael Atkinson. He's not related to Mr. Bean, by the way. I thought I'd put it out there.
There was a big confusion thread.
Yeah.
I'll call off the party.
And look, I think he's got kids by himself, with his family. He's a family man. He doesn't want kids to also get these bad games, as he puts it. They get flooded with the mind of all these really violent games and sexual innuendos and all this other crap.
It's essentially the Revelin Lovejoy. When somebody please think of the children defence.
Yeah,
which is
that's where he's coming from.
Which is interesting, because movies, R rating, no problem. TV shows, well, maybe not R rating, but you've got your AO at night where they cut out all the good bits out of sexually explicit movies. What's the point? But yeah, and so it's interesting that he treats us with such utter contempt, and I can understand, because some of the games that have been banned in the past were probably for very puerile kind of content. I mean, is there any
Yeah, I think the biggest difference from the other side is that it's an interactive form of entertainment. So you actually get to play out the roles of murdering someone or stabbing someone, whereas in the movie you're just a spectator. So they're looking at it I think they're looking at it from a more sort of psychological perspective of what can happen to someone if they keep sort of living out those desires. But, I mean, that's only one view from that side,
It could also be argued from a cathartic sense. I mean, maybe, watching movies may because it's a passive act, you're sitting there and you're effectively just taking everything in. With video games, you're actually the one who's doing it. And that's why games that have consequences for violent action, stuff like GTA, and while they're only small consequences and they have no real, you kill a guy, you might not see him again later, you might become profitable because you didn't kill the guy, you might get to know him, he might become part of it, So I think that they've certainly addressed that, but you are right, a lot of it is that pure...
Well, personally, I do get that cathartic release from playing that, like a more violent or shoot-'em-up game. Whereas I get more violent if I play something like Frog Eye and I just can't pass the damn level.
God damn!
I know, I get more violent with that, so it's all relative.
But ultimately that's their concern, right, is that you play a violent video game, you're going to become a violent person.
Yes, and but when it's all said and done, we're a little violent ape race to begin with. So.
Well, that's exactly right. Like you said, cathartic. What did I say? Having heart problems. No, it's right. Like, I play Spider-Man because I want to jump from rooftop to rooftop and swing through New York City. I'm not actually ever going to attempt to do that. I know I can't shoot webs from my hands. But isn't that ultimately what they're getting at, is that they're like, you can't handle this?
It will put that idea in your mind and you'll obviously go and pursue that.
And it always reminds me of that movie Scream, and I like to paraphrase from it, when one of the main characters says... violent movies don't make psychos. Violent movies make psychos more creative.
Yeah.
Because essentially that's true, you know what I mean? I don't see a video game flipping a switch in your head and making you go, I'm going to go out and shoot.
Actually, I think I learned a lot more from murdering someone while watching CSI than playing any video games,
But I think that's a really valid point too, that Video games get such a harsh reality, and I guess it's kind of like what you said, Sir Blander, where it's interactive. But I can turn on the 6 o'clock news and see a story about a dad throwing his daughter off the bridge.
I think it all comes down to does the person playing have a firm grip on reality? It's up to the people. Like if you're a parent and you've got a child playing, if he's obviously not if he's not right in the head, you're not going to let him play this sort of stuff.
But how many people are right in the head?
Well, Dingo would be one of the guys. Would be.
It comes back to personal responsibility. It is your child. You're supposed to look after what they're doing, and Michael Atkinson is absolving everyone of any responsibility. He says, "Nah, too bad. No one can have it." Whereas if I've got it, for being R18, you have to be an adult to play it anyway.
But yeah, sort of playing devil's advocate. There's sort of another argument that they've got is that if there is an R-rating game, that does make these games a lot more available for sort of your average Joe parent to buy along. But looking at it from a sort of perspective, there's games that are rated MA15 plus that should have an R rating. It's like you can see how many.
Manhunt's a good one.
Manhunt's the best example. I remember playing that with you, Calv. And I think we got it pretty much when it sort of come out, and it's a sort of game where, okay, you play this murderer guy that's sort of been released from jail, or still in jail, I can't remember.
No, it was like Running Man, wasn't it?
Right, like a Running Man, that's right. Ben Richards. And what he was doing, you're getting filmed by the madman, right? And you got to go and kill the dudes the best way you possibly can. You get rated for the kill. You go put a plastic bag over their head, and they'd be choked to death. It was just
or stab them in the jugular, pull them into the shadows and hide the body.
And
you sound a bit excited there. I'm getting
worried. But the bit that got me, you pull the guy's head back and get the machete out, and you hacked his head off. Yeah. Right, and I thought, well, this is too much.
Yes, right? It doesn't work like that in real life.
Not in real life. You just got to.
No, the spinal column is unbelievably. Not anyway.
And then you just drag the body not to behind a bush because they generally.
We'll exchange notes later.
Yeah, but that comes back to the core argument, though, doesn't it? Because you're talking about the violence of stabbing someone, and then when they're rating it, it's like, how realistic is it? So, like, you've seen the Wolverine game, for example, which is a new game.
Full on.
You're cutting dudes' arms and legs off, but that doesn't have a massively R rating like Manhunt did.
No, it was.
What where does the lines blur there?
I think Manhunt because it was
realistic.
I think it's more realistic. Yes,
and
it's
the execution style.
I think it's also for me, and this is something that a lot of games haven't managed to do. Something like Chronicles of Riddick managed it perfectly. It is how the bodies move when you interact with them. Wolverine, it's got that arcade level. You can do double jumps because we all know people can jump again in the air off that magic.
Can you not do that?
Platform. No, apparently no.
I'll teach you after the show.
Wow, see, these the things you learn. But no, it's got that element of like fantasy to it.
Yeah.
With something like Manhunt, it's much more visceral, especially I don't know if anyone's played Butcher Bay, Chronicles of Riddick. When you get a scalpel and you stab someone, you are bloody stabbing someone. There's no if and or maybe, and you see him like reaching and he's just digging it in and he's getting it caught and but as you say, it's nothing worse than what you'd see on CI channel. Because trust me, I just got Foxtel. You see some stuffed up shit on CI channel. So, I mean, the argument becomes: is it worse to see it in real life, or is it worse to have imaginary? And when you've got Americans, their M rating is their R rating is effectively like 17 and stuff like that. So us having a 15 as the highest rating, and we're having games that are released over there as R ratings, we're showing content that Americans and Britons, who are the biggest Puritans in the world, didn't think was effective. Didn't think was good for their kids. We're showing it to ours at 15. So effectively,
but nothing from Australia is good enough for them anyway.
Shout out
to all internationals.
It just shows that the R rating in itself, when arguing that there's no R rating to protect the children, you're actually making it worse because it's available content everywhere.
That is true, but on the other side of the coin is like if you make a game that's R rated, you're guaranteed to get everyone especially one of the first lots of say ones that come through if we do get it through. Because I know as a kid, like anything that was adult themed, let's go get that one. You don't even know what it was about, but you hear that it's got some extra content.
On that point, though, I reckon it's a disadvantage as well because the same thing in the film industry. When a game developer or a movie studio make a movie or a game, they don't want to give it an R rating because then it narrows down their sales.
On top of which, as well, Sony and Nintendo, have a very long-standing edict about publishing.
Like a policy
material, they will not publish R-rated
because they think we're not going to lose sales.
Nintendo nowadays in the Wii,
so that's why you get a lot of things dumbed down now because they don't want to lower their demographic for sales.
That was particularly bad with Nintendo of America. I remember before during the SNES days, they were very how can I say, fascist, about
Yeah, well,
but fascist, but they couldn't put up Nazi signs in their Wolfenstein game, in Wolfenstein 3D.
But it also strikes that even with the new Lego Indiana Jones game, I don't know if anyone noticed, we're not fighting Nazis anymore.
I haven't played it. You're not fighting Nazis in it.
Yeah, and
you fight men in grey suits.
That's ridiculous. Lego Nazis is the only thing that maybe draws me into that game.
it's sort of censorship like this. It's like even if everyone can think back to a certain game, Mark Echo's Getting Up, that was actually banned because of just having graffiti in there. They didn't. It's like the government's also sort of using this R18 lack of an R18 rating to pull things that they feel the public shouldn't be able to do or play. To me, it's not really the government's place to tell us what we can and can't do in our own household.
That's a classic censorship argument.
And that is
what it ultimately is, though, a censorship argument.
Well, it is, and that's what I'm most passionate about getting this in, because I do believe in everyone's personal choice and being responsible enough to make that choice if you are of legal age. So I don't really see the problem.
So should there be any boundaries? No, there shouldn't really. I guess, in my opinion.
No.
See, I don't know. It's a grey area.
I guess it's also the enforcement issue. It's like, say, cigarettes you can't sell to under 18s, but everyone knows, like a lot of guys get cigarettes or get someone else to buy them.
One of the strongest arguments is it makes this stuff available for children, but there's like so much other stuff that is worse for children.
Speaking
that's
of Nazis,
available.
I was a Nazi.
That parents
I used
can
to
buy
work at a video shop, and I was an absolute Nazi. Especially if I didn't like the kid.
Like literally,
a little kid comes in and goes, "Oh, I want to play this one, please." And it's like, a bloody manhunt or something. I'm like, no. And then he cracked the nanas and have a stick in the shop, but it was MA15.
Yeah.
It was illegal for me to rent it to him. And if someone walked in, not that anyone's ever going to, no one ever checked up on you. But it was just, there's no way I'm risking a $6,000
a good thing as well.
I'll play devil's advocate for this time. Back in London, we had R rating was available for games. There was a promotion for a game 6 months ago saying the most violent game in the world. They actually had bloodied arms and bloodied heads scattered all around London to promote this game. Hands holding the copies of the game. Is that going too far?
I'm surprised the British let that through in the first place, because they are the biggest whingers when it comes to bloody ads. Like, they were having it. But
was that Resident Evil they were doing?
No, they came out through tea time, so they missed.
I'm not sure.
Well, but that's a big argument. You wouldn't get away with that for a film ad, and you wouldn't get away with that for anything else ad. So it goes back to that argument that it falls under the same jurisdiction as everything else, and henceforth it's treated on the same level as everything else. And I think that's the issue with it. They don't want special treatment; they want treatment like everybody else. We're like the feminists of the entertainment world.
Damn right.
But ultimately,
that was
that was disturbing. Ultimately, if we're living in a free country, quotation marks around that, shouldn't we have the choice? So if they make a game about a man in a chicken suit fisting a giraffe, and that's the game, you rate it whatever you want. You
can call it Giraffe Birth Helper too.
Yeah, that's right. We got the title. We can go in developing. But that game would have a horrible, horrible rating, and it's on a shelf, and it's my choice if I'm above that age to purchase it. So ultimately, you can't censor our choice.
Yeah, in a perfect world, you don't need the censorship board, but let's face it, you're doing, and we're happy to meet. I'm sure that most industry is happy to meet them halfway. We understand there's things you don't want people seeing, and or if they want to go to the old-fashioned internet. But if Conroy has his way, we won't be able to do that either.
And there's a lot of people out there like that. Anyone hear of Jack Thompson?
Yeah.
Classic
Ambulance
name.
chasing.
Yeah, well, he calls basically video games, violent video games, murder simulators. Yes. So he thinks that this will turn kids into killers. And that's, again, so many people from that way. And it's just like fighting against, like hitting your head against
Jack Thompson, the actor?
No. Not some of us, Jack.
The former attorney.
The one who just got
some of us.
I was going to say, we're actually discussing this Wangers today about the Columbine killers, right?
Yeah, that was a good point.
Obviously, they did a lot of bad stuff over there, and a lot of people died, and then it later got revealed that these guys were a big fan of, I think it was Doom.
Doom or Quake? It was one of those
sort of games.
Quake was a Virginia Tech guy, wasn't it?
Oh,
and he used to make Quake mods and stuff. But they also blamed it on Marilyn Manson.
That's right, Marilyn Manson.
It turns out they didn't even listen to him. Like, he was like kind of just a fleeting interest.
Sort of blaming everything but the actual killer. Looking for a reason.
But where do you draw the line? Do you say that these guys went and killed because they played heaps of GDA, which GDA has obviously been blamed for a number of deaths?
Yeah, speaking of Jack Thompson,
and I think one of them, I think GDA got blamed for as well, was someone threw a rock or something off a bridge in America, and it landed on a car and killed the driver. And they said, because, we've been playing heaps of GDA. Is it the first thing that you go and blame? And then where do you draw the line? Do you say the violence is bad, or do you say the sexual content in games are bad? You say that as soon as you get, like in GTA, I think San Andreas, the hot coffee thing got banned.
That's a European American argument right there. I mean, in Europe, sex doesn't even register on the map as anything to keep in check. But violence, anything slightly violent, not having to borrow that. But in America, it's the flip. It's the reverse.
But I think, with your point, I think it comes back to Oggie's point he made before. I'm pointing all over the place. You can't blame the game or the violence for that. It's ultimately, if the person's mentally snapped anyway, maybe the game's an additive to it, or the movie's an additive, or the bad music adds to the situation, but the person has to be mentally unhinged first off, and that comes down to a parenting issue. If you know your child did something wrong, maybe don't give them that R18 plus game to play. Maybe stick to.
There's one
Pokemon.
more thing I also want to bring up that's sort of on a different level. Not having this R rating for games means that people are still going to get that R-rated game. It's going to actually hurt the games industry itself, because people are going to go through illegitimate channels to get access to the games. What we're doing is basically preventing consumers who may be interested in the game legitimate ways to get this game, and it's really just hurting the industry not having it there. It's not just about the children; it's about the industry.
Honestly, the more media coverage you give it, the more times you put it up on the news as the destroyer of men, the more people will want it. It's as simple as that. You're attracting interest by saying GTA is the worst game you've ever played because it kills people. The people go, that's going to be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, people go and buy it, and by doing it, you're honestly making the situation worse.
It's like a car accident.
Night trap anyone?
Yeah.
Well, didn't even sales of Vice City go up just before it got banned?
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah. So
I think also another issue is like the view. Like we discussed this in the previous Thumb Wars, but like the stigma of video games or video gamers, and I think a lot of people still view them as kids games, and kids play this. Whereas if you actually look at statistics, it's mainly in the early, mid to late 20s that are playing video games.
And it's getting older as well.
And it's getting older as well. Yeah. So that's I think that's something that hasn't been touched on.
There is a answer on that, though. I mean, let's face it. Some of the games out there, as adult as they are, there's a very very kind of like what's what I'm thinking of. Like, not so much achievements, but many games are structured on the idea of you pass this and you get this, and you pass this and you get this. I mean, what story have you ever read that, once you read to a certain point, we're gonna give you the other chapter because we like you, so there's a certain level of that basic almost, accomplishment, exactly. And so there is a case to answer on that, and I think that as the medium matures, stuff like Far Cry, I love Far Cry, and I thought it was great, and there is a room to grow, but I think that by restricting its growth now, we kind of have to go through that period of, I don't know, the transitional period. So
definitely.
Well, we're going to wrap it up very soon.
I think we've got to wrap it up right now.
Yes.
Because I think we could keep going for another 20 minutes. It's a big debate, and I'm sure.
I'm just getting warmed up.
Any last words from anyone?
Just if anyone wants to invest in my giraffe idea.
No, I like that. No, giraffe birth helper too. Get on it. It's XNA kit.
Don't ask about the original.
Microsoft, if you're listening, XNA kits. We appreciate those, and we promise
we'll on the show.
We'll have
that will be put to good use.
We'll have giraffe birthing helper to you as soon as possible.
I want to give a shout to Jazz. He's on my friends list, and he suggested a long time ago we do a debate like this. So there you go.
It's a mass debate too. Get it? Because there's
mass debate. Come on.
See what you
maybe
did.
part of the giraffe.
A master debater.
Developed by Dingo.
All done. All wrapped.
Thanks for having us.
Like an auctioneer.
I don't think we're going to go too much longer on it because we can just go on forever, like you said.
Yep.
Thank you very much, gents.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to another segment, and probably once again an unfamiliar voice. I've only been here once or twice. My name is Jason from the Venerable 31 TV show Level 3, joined by Surblander.
How you going?
And by Fluke.
How you doing? Shameless plug, but I love it.
It was fan. I thought I segued that.
Big fan of shameless plugs myself.
I love it.
And we're here to review Leisure Suit Larry Box Office Bust, I believe it's called. But before we do that, we're going to go on to a little bit of a history lesson. So I'm going to throw it over to the other two gents, and they will take away.
All right, well, Leisure Suit Larry first started in 1987 and was incredibly controversial for its time. It was actually the first adult graphic adventure.
Yeah,
apparently.
There was one that I know of before that apparently was based on, but it was only a text adventure.
Yeah, it was only a text one. So.
Yeah. This was just taken straight out of the old Guinness Book of Records here. But
for not using wikis, so yeah.
I'm just going to Wikipedia. I'll go straight for the whole paperback type angle. But it was quite controversial because of the way that he had to actually pick up women, and it was all text. So I remember when I used to play it, obviously I was quite young and I wasn't meant to, but as you'd play it, if you didn't write the right words, like he's supposed to buy a condom, you can't say condom, you've got to say prophylactic. If you don't write the right thing in, doesn't know what the hell you're talking about.
That was always the thing with like Manic Mansion and all that kind of thing.
Sierra based.
All Sierra, and you had to type them dead out perfect. And it's funny you should say you were too young to play it, because do you remember what the age protection thing was to stop young kids from playing it?
All the questionnaires you had to
answer.
They
would ask you adult questions. So
I totally forgot about that.
Who released the album? Bleh. And it was like Madonna. It was like four answers you could pick. So what we did is we got all the answers right at some stage, and we'd fail out of it, and then we'd exit and go back in. But we'd write down the answers, the correct answers, so we'd have like a cheat sheet on the wall when we wanted to play it. So then you'd put it in and you go, I know these 5 answers. Bang, bang, bang. Yes. Awesome.
Yeah, because it was like a multiple choice.
It was. Yeah. So, but and anything else about the extensive history of
I actually, well, just before we finish with the first game, I found it quite educational because, no, not in that way.
Oh, right, just the birds and the bees.
Apart from teaching me about, how to, talk to ladies properly.
And what a red light district is. Yeah,
exactly. No, I remember that was the first time I actually learnt what a thesaurus was and how to use it, because for all the game interactions.
Exactly
so
right.
Kudos for Sierra for making me learn something.
And an old censored thing, I never knew what they were actually doing on the bed, but that big censored sign just rocking up and down. And what I thought was quite interesting too is that if you didn't buy a condom or prophylactic, you would have sex with a female, and you would get AIDS and die, because AIDS was very big in the 80s, apparently.
Well, let's ask Freddie Mercury. Oh, wait, we can't.
Awkward. And then also another one, if you didn't take off the condom, you would get neither crabs or you actually, your cock would explode and you would die.
Yeah. That happened to me, not in real life.
That's quite educational. Right, always take off the condom or your dick will explode.
Remind you of South Park where they're peeing in them. Throwing them in the waste bin.
But what was quite funny about the first one, because it was so difficult, they actually had a hint book released. Now, it was one of the hottest selling hint books. Now, they sold millions of these hint books. What was really quite funny, though, is that they said that they made more money off that than the game, because they only produced 250,000 of the game. Yet millions
of these sold.
And I believe, Sir Leonard, you told me that you had a hand in some giving of copies.
That was quite a few years ago. Really can't recall.
Back in 1987.
Plead the fifth.
I'm going to plead the fifth on this one. So,
but as he went on, we should give a shout out to Al Lowe, who actually created the series. Now, he did many of the series as it went on. He did, well...
One of my favourites, the one I played, was Leisure Suit Larry 3, Passionate Pat in Pursuit of the Pulsating Pectorals, which is a...
Right. Alliteration for the win.
As we wipe the spit off the mic.
So, that was actually quite interesting, because it was one of the first games I know of that you could actually do role reversal and play as a female character. Chasing after a male stripper, and... Actually, on that note,
I'd just like to finish the Larry side of things.
On that note, I'd just like to give a special shout out to Dreamcast ROP from JS2. Hope that brings back some memories. Right? So that was a bit of a first that I remember.
But one of you were just talking to me about before. They never actually made a number 4. They went straight
as far
from
as
3
I
to
know.
5.
At the time they brought out 5, and I think it was on the PCs, because I used to play these on the Atari STs, and my friends had it on the Amigas. But then 4 didn't come out.
Yep.
And then, not here anyway, and then 5 just came out on the PC release. And that ends my experience with Larry's.
Mine continued. As it helped me out through many... No, it didn't. Now, Al Lowe went right up to Love for Sale, which was number 7, technically, 6. Yeah. Then he bailed out.
Yes.
It was time for him to retire.
Look, getting too old for these kind of capers.
right up to this current day when the latest one's come out. He's actually the longest spanning character. It's got over 21 years he's spanned this character. But he did change. Now, Magna Cum Laude, which is the one, but that was actually his nephew.
His nephew, I think it was, yeah.
And they also continued that in the next box office bust.
Now,
so it's not Larry at all.
I heard, unfortunately, they continued that in the next game.
I haven't played him, but I heard a direct quote from Al Lowe, because he didn't work on any of them, that he said he was happy to see Larry was still alive, but felt that the character was being tortured. He added, "Had I got involved, I would have wanted to change almost everything. So he
Big pat on the back there for the lads.
So he's happy that he's still there, but he's really disappointed that
he's being
raped
milked
him.
like some kind of IP cow.
They have raped the character. He's gone. That's it. They should stop or bring him back. Bring him out of retirement if they're going to make another Larry. It's as simple
reminiscent of Police Academy movies.
Yeah, just that's what you got to do. So, getting to the new film. New film.
Good effort.
New film.
Director's cut.
Just because it's box office buzz, because it's all part of filming.
We get it. Yeah, it's good.
Just a little segue. No, dig up, stupid. Now, I found that I think I'm part of a very rare breed of people that have actually finished this game. I found that so many times I wanted to put it away.
Mister, you're a better man than I.
It is one of the cheapest new games. It's a little hint to everybody. If you see a nice $50 new game,
brand new game,
maybe leave it alone. But I decided, you know what? I'm cheap. I'll get it. So I actually finished it, but really disappointed in it, just immensely.
So what does the gameplay consist of?
I'm really curious about.
It's a bit like it's a third person, but the camera angles are really sort of awkward to move around. Like you jump around up something and suddenly they just switch the camera, so you've got to switch your controls the other way. So it's like, what are you doing? And I'd fall off and die, and it's just like
it's like a platformer or something.
It's kind of like
you've
that.
got to collect like 100 solar condoms instead of coins or something.
Crash Bandicoot or something. It reminded me of just hit the jumping around and
speaking
doing
of characters have been raped, but
how's the new interface like in the graphics?
The graphics are really bad.
Yeah.
There was like these 3D rendered things. I mean, they try to make the boobs as big as possible, and they were pretty much all over the screen. I'm not complaining, but just it looked really crap. The colours kind of didn't blend in properly. They were kind of blending in with other areas. You could see through different areas. It's just like they didn't even bother finishing.
Breast clipping.
I say bring back the pixelated breasts for myself.
I'd say bring back the original Larrys. I mean,
interface.
If they could recreate or at least bring him on as a consultant, I think they could bring it back. I really want them to bring it back.
Myself included. I mean, I still got to use that thesaurus or something. So.
Well, overall, gents, what did you think? You're not that big a fan of it?
Look, I can only speak for the old titles. I say if you've got an emulator or you've got access to playing any of the old Larrys, particularly 1 to 3, give it a go. You won't be disappointed. As for the new one, Luke?
Give it a miss.
Give it a miss.
If anything, if you've never played Leisure Suit Larry, you might enjoy it. But what I say is play the new ones, go back to the old ones, and you'll realise
and reminisce.
This is how you know how games can get better. I'd say go backwards with Larry.
That can also
backwards with Larry.
It's the Tomb Raider phenomenon.
That's it.
So, thank you very much, Jen. Thank you, Sirblender. Thank you, Fluke.
Thank you.
And thanks for listening, guys.
Hey, I'm Mick, and this is another episode of Thumbpad done. Episode 4 done, finished, concluded. Thanks, guys, for being on it.
I thought you were about to start again. I thought,
I wanted
is
to.
this Groundhog Day or something? What's going on?
Groundhog Day.
Welcome to
I'd like to.
Sonny and Bono coming in my head.
That'd be good if everyone just shut up for a sec. I'd like to just to thank BJ for being thank you for being on the show. Yep. I'm not going to mention what words we used before, but you're first into the show.
Yes.
Glad to have you on.
Wang is continuing, as you can hear in the background.
Shut up, Wangers, for a sec.
No, it was a pleasure to be on, and I hope to be back for quite a few more recordings.
Absolutely. You wanted to mention something about...
I'm actually going to be posting a thread in conjunction to the R18 rating for the games.
What a discussion that was.
Yes. Very heated, very...
yes, emotional.
Exactly. A lot of people got...
That's right.
Well, also that. A lot of people got naked, but we won't go into that. But yes, anyway, when I post the thread, you're more than welcome to actually put comments and continue it on. We're hoping to possibly turn it into a sort of petition per se.
Thank you very much for your input. Kane, as usual, the best. Thank you.
No problem, mate. I hope, hopefully I can be on next episode a little bit more, because I don't think I did enough this episode.
Well, that's up to Dingo. I'm sure I'll be off the next one, but
off the next few, I'm guessing.
Shout out to Dingo.
Oggy, thanks again for your input, mate. Your hair looks great, and thank you for all your work on the website. As per usual, you're a legend.
I'll just give you a thumbs up.
Man, a lot of words.
Very many.
Wangers,
yes.
Mate, what can I say?
Wolverine.
That's it. That's how I've said it.
Don't see the movie, save your money, buy the game.
Yeah, great review.
Thank you.
Great review with you and BJ.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah, he lived up to his name. It was beautiful.
Yeah, Wangers did anyway. Sirblender, number 1. Pleasure.
Oh, no, the pleasure's always mine.
I know that.
Are you still number 1?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's number one in Xbox Live
He's
Australia
very
for
cocky
people.
about it off air. Have you noticed?
Oh, big
come
time.
on.
I think if someone's going to gun for him, this is the week to do it.
No.
Get him.
No.
Please comment on the website if you don't like him
Yeah, if
being
you
the
come
number
for
one
him,
guy
comment.
in Xbox Live Australia. Just knock him down.
Even if you
And
like him,
who's-
just say don't. Yeah.
That's right.
Knock him down a couple of notches.
It's a
It'll-
verbal gangbang. What's going on?
Can you please apologise? I think you need to apologise for that.
Well, it's a good
last
change
thing
from the
Oh,
norm.
you think so?
Yeah, just do it.
What do we apologise
What do you mean?
Who cares?
Like, all right. Apologies.
Don't worry.
No.
Don't worry about it.
All right.
Kel, welcome back to
No
Australia,
apologies.
Thanks.
to Melbourne.
Welcome to the light side, mate.
Welcome, mate. You're back from London. How was it?
Yeah, it was good.
That was good. Glad to have you back.
That's a great.
Sounds so good. I'll go there myself one day.
Done. We'll ride our bikes. But can we please mention level 3, Jason? He co-hosted this episode
great
4.
job.
Jason,
You did a fantastic
Thanks a lot, mate.
thank you for doing it. He'll be on again, so
Oh,
he's going
don't
to be...
stand there silent, Jason. Come on, say something.
He's just not a very good finisher.
guys. We had a pleasure. See you on level 3.
That was Kane. That was Kane. And Oxygen with their community play date. Check out your events page on the Xbox dashboard. 22nd of May, and that's with THQ. So please get them on board. 8 o'clock, Friday, 22nd of May. Get on it and beat some crap out of Dingo, because I reckon he thinks he's number one. So
That's on Street Fighter 4. So.
Street Fighter 4. Thank you.
That's all right.
That's probably the most important, crucial bit. And also the Rated G for Gamer. They're great affiliate website of ours, so get on there, check out the website, and please enter his comp prototype. It's going to be a big game when it comes out, and you can win yourself a copy.
Yeah,
So thank you, Peter.
I think their news is a little bit more up to date than ours as well. So check it out if you want to be up to date.
Thank you, gang.
And please comment on iTunes as well.
Yeah, Kel, what was that?
Please comment on iTunes.
Yeah, so please leave a comment about how you feel about the show on iTunes.
Only if you like it.
Yeah,
I don't
pretty
want to hear
much.
crap, all right?
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
See ya.
Thanks, Oggy.
Thanks, Lappy.
Let me unzip.
I'm going to unzip as well. Let's do it.
Oh, let's do it unzip.
Pants are off.
We can just air it out.
Yes. All right. We're uncovered.